Good Thursday morning of the fourth week. This is of Lent. This is tricky. This one is, I got to tell you, I've just been looking at this text for a while. I just having trouble with it. And it's not. It's what I don't know what to say. It's from Exodus. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go down at once to your people whom you brought out of the land of Egypt, for they have become depraved." Do you remember the movie The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston playing Moses? Remember when he comes down the mountain? He's not a happy camper. "They have soon turned aside from the way I pointed out to them, making for themselves a molten calf and worshiping it, sacrificing to it and crying out, 'This is your God, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Egypt.' The Lord said to Moses, 'I see how stiff-necked this people is. Let me alone then, that my wrath may blaze up against them to consume them. Then I will make of you a great nation.'" Okay? But Moses is marvelous here, starring Charlton Heston. But Moses implored the Lord, his God, saying, "Why, O Lord, should your wrath blaze up against your own people, whom you brought out of the land of Egypt with such great power and with such strong hand? Why should the Egyptians say with evil intent he brought them out, that he might kill them in the mountains and exterminate them from the face of the earth? Let your blazing wrath die down. Relent in punishing your people. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and how you swore to them by your own self, saying, 'I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, and all this land that I promised I will give your descendants as their perpetual heritage.' So the Lord relented in the punishment he had threatened to inflict on his people." This is a great story because you see the great human story here, and it's very Middle Eastern, where you have a give and take between the Lord or the Lord Master and the servant. And the servant is trying to coax the master and not doing anything too rash. You know, this is a beautiful story of the divine intervention, the intervention of Moses in all humility before God, who he reminds. This is so Middle Eastern. This is so beautiful. He reminds him, you got them all on you. What? Do you want people to say that you double-crossed your own people, What's the matter with you? Come on. He's pleading with God to forgive the people, even though they deserve to get punished. He's not saying they're innocent. They're anything but. And so God relents. Think of him. I think somebody told me one time, in one of my classes that I was taking 50, 60 years ago in Scripture, you see, he's like a Middle Eastern lord, chieftain, very human and very approachable. And then Moses addresses him that way. He addresses him in very human terms. And there's something really magnificently beautiful about that. Of course, in the incarnation with Christ, it gets even more human. And I think if you think of our own prayers, the prayers we say, especially those from our heart, how we humbly ask God for his blessings and his care and his concern for us and for our family and our friends, the people in our lives, knowing that God is a compassionate Father. He's going to listen, or a compassionate leader, whatever metaphor you want in that context. And there's something special about that. See, I think for me, one of the great moments of my religious life, my faith life, came when in the monastery I began to see that I was a child of the Father, not just a child of God, but of a Father, that I shared in the sonship of Christ. And why that was important is I understood for the first time not the fear of God, but the love of God for me, because I knew what my Father's love was for me. I saw God as my Father. And in seeing God as my Father, I trusted and believed in his fidelity to me. And therefore, I could trust him with my life, not fear him, but honor him. Honor the Father as a son, in the Son. See? All of a sudden, my faith went from mere creature to a fellow son, a son within the Son of God. under the benevolent love of a father. That's extraordinarily important in my view. I have to say, I don't fear God. I honor God, but I don't fear him, and I'm grateful, massively grateful for God for the life he has given me and the calling of life he has given me. And if I have any fear, it's the fear I would have that I would ever dishonor God in the same way that I fear dishonoring my family. I told you that many, many times. It's so central to me. When I left home, my mother said, never do anything that would disgrace our family name. That was the only advice she ever gave me, the only mandate she ever gave me, never disgrace our family name. I'm very conscious of that. And when Professor Dan Habron became the Vitali Chair of Philosophy, I said to him in Italian, "Ti porto mio nome, you carry my name, honor it. Honor it by the fidelity you have towards the excellence of what you are about. Bring honor to my name, or at least don't dishonor it by poor work." He's not capable of that. He's capable only of excellence, you see. But as I said, "Ti porto mio nome, you carry my name now. You are the Theodore Vitali Chair of Philosophy." See? That's an honor. And you honor it by excellence. Not by keeping your nose clean, by the excellence of what you do. And you do it your way. Isn't that neat? Yeah. You have to understand the culture I come from, but it's the same one as in the scriptures. That Mediterranean world, the difference between a Jew and a Christian is marginal. You want to know the truth. The Mediterranean world is a world in which honor is the most important virtue and fidelity. The great sin is betrayal. The great sin is to disgrace your family, to betray your family, to betray your home, whether it's your country or whatever, to betray the church. Okay? What did my mother say to me? Don't dishonor our family name. Do you think she was joking? I'm joking. I remember she was talking about some kids when she was teaching, and she said the kids were getting in a lot of trouble. And the way she put it, these kids were going into high school or in high school, and she said, gee, they disgraced their family. Imagine that, they disgraced their family. That's very Mediterranean. Not that they were going to go to jail or they were pregnant without marriage. They dishonored their family. You see, they disgraced their family. And something, dishonor. Fidelity is not keeping your nose clean. Fidelity is to be faithful to your family and faithful to your community. See, I hope I am faithful to my name, Vitali name, not my person, my name, my family name, and to my order. I'm a Passionist. I hope that I will never disgrace the Passionist community, but only bring honor to it. But it's going to be done my way. I love Frank Sinatra's song. When I die, I want that song played, that recording by Sinatra. I want to play it at my funeral, my way, because I've lived my life my way. I am truly my father's son, my parents' son. They did it their way. I do it mine. And they encouraged me always to do it my way, but with honor and fidelity. And the order has done it with me too. The Passionists, they sprung me loose 50 years ago, and they only said to me is, do it well. Do it well. And that always means to me, excel in what you're doing. Bring honor to the community by the excellence of what you do. And whatever you do, never dishonor us. Never sin against us. Never disgrace our Passionist name. That CP at the end of my name, honor it. And I hope I have. I hope when I die, God doesn't say to me, you dishonored your own community. You dishonored your family and your Passionist family. That would be horrifying for me. I hope he says you did it your way. A little crazy at times, but it was a good way. You honored your family. You honored the order. That's the truth. You're hearing my Italianate character coming through. Not bad. Anyway.